Hey, Brian Eckley here. Day two of my 30-day video challenge, and I hope you're having a great day. I am. It's a sunny 70 degrees here in South Texas, and really enjoying the day. I know there's a lot of other places right now that aren't this warm. I feel very blessed and fortunate to be here right now. Not so much so in the summertime, it gets a little hot and humid, but that's okay. Hey, just want to take a couple minutes today to share with you some thoughts, some reading material that I've looked at, some things um, that I look at, that I read to get ideas, to learn more about being an entrepreneur, and to kind of see what others are doing in the industry to learn from them. Um, there's magazine. I get Success magazine here. I don't know if you can see that. This one's got Denzel Washington on the cover, and Martha Stewart on this one right here. And I read both of those magazines. I read that magazine, Success magazine, a lot. It's got a lot of great articles in it. Darren Hardy is phenomenal. He's the CEO of Success, and I listen to his CDs and things like that when I'm driving in the car. Those kinds of things. So that's awesome. And those are things you can do too. You know, pick up some magazines like Success that can really fill you up with a lot of good information, a lot of ideas, and kind of get you excited about being an entrepreneur. Um, those magazines come with CDs in them, so you can pop them in your car when you're driving to work. If you just got 5 or 10 minutes to get to work, or if you've got an hour, that's great. You can listen to those CDs and really be inspired by some of the things that people are doing out there. Something else, I like to read books. I've read a lot of different books. I've read one in particular I want to talk to you about is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. He also wrote a book called Blink, and I think he wrote another one too, well, several other books too, but the one that I read that he wrote is called Outliers, and it's about people who do things outside of what the norm is. They do things that cause them to stand out, not just in a small way, but a significant way. And I want to tell you a story today, and that's what I'm going to do today, is just tell you a story, a success story, an outlier story. One of these stories came from Malcolm Gladwell's book, and it's about Bill Gates and Paul Allen, and all of us know who they are, founders of Microsoft. And Bill Gates and Paul Allen went to a private high school in Seattle. They came from families with some money, and their high school back in the I believe it was the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. The high school, the moms in the high school got together and did a fundraiser to raise money to buy a computer and buy time on a network. At that time, you had a network, you had a mainframe somewhere, a big computer in some room somewhere, and then people had to buy time on the network. Unlike networks now, you can have a network at your house. So they raised some money, they bought a computer, they got access to a network, and that school went through the network time just unbelievably fast. And so the kids just ate it up. Well, Bill and Paul wanted more, and so what they did was they checked around, they did some research, and they found that there was a computer at the University of Washington Medical Center that was not being utilized pretty much in the middle of the night, and that computer had access to the network, and nobody was using it. So they worked out a deal somehow to get in there and use that computer. Well, they would sneak out in the middle of the night, ride the bus to the University of Washington Medical Center, hop on that computer and program, in the middle of the night. Flash forward number of years later, and here we are. Microsoft is one of the most successful and largest companies in the world. Bill Gates and Paul Allen are very wealthy men, very successful men, big philanthropists, huge entrepreneurs, and um, in the book that Malcolm Gladwell wrote, he talks about, they say that it takes about 10,000 hours of practice in an area that you enjoy, you are an expert in, to become an expert, to become uh, one of the best in that area. Um, Bill Gates spent 20,000 hours of programming time. So that 10,000 hours, he more than surpassed it. He doubled it. So that shows you the dedication. It shows you the determination that he had, and really, quite frankly, probably the love he had for computers and for programming and those kinds of things. Um, so I just wanted to spend a few minutes with you, kind of tell that story, and what I'd like to do every Friday, if I can, if I've got the time, is share a success story with you, something to kind of motivate you, something that motivated me, and I realized that I've never had an issue with people having money, really, but deep down inside, I always thought that they were lucky, that they didn't really earn it. But I've learned after being in network marketing, in online marketing, and reading that the majority of people out there who are very successful got there through a lot of hard work, determination. They survived a lot of failures and a lot of rejection to get to where they are today. And so I just want to encourage you that the reality is you're going to face a lot of rejection. You're going to face a lot of discouragement. But if you enjoy what you're doing, if you love what you're doing, and you persevere, you will be successful. And I think there's plenty of examples out there, and that is just one example, one story where that plays out, that rings true. So I hope you enjoy this, and I look forward again to sharing with you tomorrow. Have a great day.